Right, that was a train. Hopefully it's not going to be too windy for this. This is a really short video about securing a cheap Chinese polytunnel. Okay, this was cover, hopefully will go on today. This was 100 quid I think, including the delivery, and it's 3 metres by 4 metres. Yeah, 3 metres by 4 metres. And the problem with these, and this is all over the web, is that when the wind blows they blow away or they break, they fall to bits, or both. Now, as we just saw, I have some very particular neighbours and they wouldn't be very happy with an intercity polytunnel. So our concern here was to make sure we really fixed it. So we made a base. Unfortunately had to buy new timber for the base, which of course put the price up. And you can see there, done the base, used bodger plates to screw it together with. More expense. Would have been nice to joint it all, but didn't really have time for that. Regular intervals we use these pipe clips. Now this tubing is not 15mm and it's not 22mm, it's about 18mm. But what worked perfectly, and I think you can see there, is just cut a bit of hose pipe to work as a little cheek, and it fills the space out perfectly. So there you go, and each one, yeah, it's screwed down to that. Next thing, a bit of a wider shot for this, sorry about all the junk on the floor, is we made that door frame. Yeah, and again, using the pipe clips to get the door frame fixed to the top, bodger plates, right angle brackets, there you go, whee, vertigo, at the bottom. Yep, same on this side. So, that's it, in the hopes of it not flying away. At a later date, if you see this corner here, I'm going to drive in an angle iron stake about 2 foot long and screw that to the base, so I'm actually staking it down. That works for me because I'm in solid clay here, but wherever you are, you might think it's better to use met posts or even concrete in some wooden posts on those corners. And the importance there is that the polytunnel is fixed very securely to the base is solid, all screwed together, and the base is fixed very securely to the ground. So that's that. However, look at this. We've still got, see if I can get this, this will show, backwards and forwards movement. Side to side, pretty rigid. Backwards and forwards is probably easier to show it here. Backwards and forwards movement. There, is that showing? It's not showing very well, but take my word for it. I can wobble that about 2 inches. The reason for this, I've worked out, is that yes, we've got a strong design. Here, the kit only came with 2 diagonals. So that's the only diagonal bracing that it's got. So there's one over in that corner, you can see it in the distance, and there's one here. So, the next problem is, this of course came in a box which was about a metre long, 3 foot long. So the hoops are all separated into 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 pieces. So everywhere you've got one of these little junctions that show this one, here, you get a little bit of movement, just there, where my thumb is. Same but not as bad on the bottom one, because that's where it's got a horizontal brace. So basically, 4 of them are all giving a little bit of wobble. Yeah. Now you can obviously just tighten these up as hard as you can, but they're nearly all squashing already. And once you start squashing that pipe, that's as tight as it's going to get. So, here's the plan. We'll walk down this way. Again, excuse the rubbish. We built a bench. Yeah. A bench, very solid. Its middle post is actually smacked into the ground a good 18 inches on a Met post. It's an old rusty one, but it'll do the job. Yeah, and that's that done. Still got the wobble backwards and forwards. The side to side got better because I was able to fix the sides really quite well. Again with the brackets. I had to get copper ones for there, it's not so good, but there you go. So the answer is this diagonal. Now this one's just temporary. Let's just go around here. Hope this isn't too jiggy. There we go. This is where we got the wobble. Okay. Just look at the sky for a minute. Right. Okay, so now I've clamped that. Like I say, proper screwed one will be screwed in later. There's the diagonal. It's going from a post that I put at the back, wooden post, which obviously wasn't there. That's jointed into the bench, and in turn it's jointed into the base. This diagonal goes from high up on that post down to that front post, the low post, which is Met posted into the ground and is really, really solid, and is all jointed into the front of the bench. And now we have lost all that backwards and forwards movement. It is now as solid as a rock, and it's actually improved the side to side as well. There's still a bit, but it's probably good to have some movement anyway. So that's it, that's how I'd recommend doing it. The advantage of this is that you've got a bench, which is nice in a polytunnel. You can stand pots on it, good surface to do some potting up or whatever. I'm actually going to use that old bed base that's over there, got two of those, so I can lift them in and out. And then if I did want to grow stuff in pots or in a bed in this space, it's available, or I can just have those on. The disadvantage with this, of course, is that it's going to be a pain to clean. So when, not if, when we get thrips or red spider mite or one of those people, unfortunately we're probably going to have to fumigate this polytunnel rather than be able to scrub it in sort of more eco-friendly ways. But it's better than it blowing away. To be honest, probably about 100 quid in timber and bits and bobs, 100 quid in the polytunnel. Let's see how it performs. If it's good and the cover's good, then all's good and we'll be pleased. If not, I suppose I'll kick myself for not holding out for a second-hand frame and just buying a new cover. But there you go. That's the polytunnel. Well, at this stage, and that's how I suggest you brace it up. I'll probably just do a quick follow-up video to this, which will show what we've decided to do when we've put the cover on and how we're going to accommodate the door, because the polytunnel's got a zip door and they apparently are rubbish. They last about 2 weeks, so that'll be interesting. We'll see how we sort that problem out. Okay, hope you enjoyed that, and we had a train as well, but I think the ducks have gone to bed.